So if you guys were on Twitter at all last week, you guys would have seen that we got a bunch of Spider-Man toys. We got Legos, Funko Pops, all these kinds of photos. And I really haven't made a video on my thoughts. And you guys know me, I'm a big hater on the MCU Spider-Man, and it's not for reasons you guys might think. I love Tom Holland and I love the entire cast. I just don't like the story that they've written out for him personally, and that's just my personal preference. And I haven't made a video regarding these leaks, regarding these suits, regarding these merchandising, Lego sets, all that kind of stuff. So in this video, I want to do just that. Before we get into it, if you guys are new in here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video or I go live. Also, before we get into it, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on all of these Spider-Man No Way Home leaks and rumors and official photos from Funko and all that kind of stuff. So I want to start off by talking about the quote integrated suit. Now, this suit is an integration between the upgrade suit from the end of Far From Home and then probably I think is like the Iron Man suit from Infinity War. It looks like a mix of those two. Now, for this suit, we got a leaked image along about an hour or two before the Lego sets, and then we got Lego sets with the Lego version of the suit, and then the next day we got official Funko Pops. My thoughts on this: I really don't like it. I like the suit a little bit, but after we got the Funko Pop confirmation that there's going to be magic used with this suit, you guys can see I'll put up a Twitter thread right now on screen where I talked to Brad Lambert, and we were just going back and forth on Twitter talking about why we're fans and why we're not fans of this integrated suit. And personally, I don't like the suit because it focuses so much on Doctor Strange's abilities. Now, Spider-Man isn't supposed to have magical abilities. Let's be honest here. I don't think Spider-Man is supposed to have anything other than his web slingers. I understand that the Insomniac Spider-Man PS4 has all these cool gadgets and gizmos, all that kind of stuff. I don't mind that, but let Spider-Man create it. Spider-Man doesn't need Stark tech to do all this stuff. He's supposed to be smart enough to build it on his own, and that's what I like so much about the character of Spider-Man, and that's what the MCU's been taking away. Talking about this integrated suit specifically, we can see with the Funko Pop that he has some sort of sorcerer powers on his wrist, where his web shooter should be, and then he has one on his chest as well. Now, the chest one, I don't necessarily know what it is because it has some sort of web design, but the one on his wrist looks exactly what Doctor Strange's powers look like, so I don't really understand what's going on there. I hope he's not using magic. I hope he's only using this suit for the smallest amount of time, or else I'm gonna be really mad. Spider-Man should not be using magic. He should be crafting his own things. And when I say crafting his own things, I don't mean using Stark's technology to make his own things. And one thing that happened in the thread between Brad and I was he said that, well, that's the risk you get with when you put him in the MCU. He has to feed off of these other characters. Well, the MCU didn't seem to butcher all these other character arcs because they depended on other people, or they didn't make them dependent on so many other people. In the MCU, they did. They completely erased Uncle Ben, and they make Uncle Ben so insignificant in Spider-Man's life, which honestly, at this point, I'm kind of over it. I don't really care that they didn't show Uncle Ben. I just think that replacing him with Tony Stark at a basic level is good, but when you get to the deeper stuff, like the deeper impact, like now Peter Parker can't build anything on his own because Stark tech will always be at a higher level. So it doesn't really make sense for him to build anything on his own while Stark tech is at his disposal. It just doesn't make sense. Also, I don't really mind the fact that he has multiple suits. Now, I'm kind of done talking about the integrated suit. I don't necessarily like the design. I don't like the Sorcerer Supreme powers. I don't like the magical aspect of it. I don't think Spider-Man should have magic, and that's the end of the conversation. Now, talking about the fact that Spider-Man's gonna have multiple suits in this movie, he's gonna have at least 3 from what we've seen, plus maybe other smaller ones that you can see in the multiverse if they travel through the multiverse a little bit in this movie. I don't mind that he has a lot of suits. I'm actually a really big fan of the black and gold one. It really reminds me of the anti-Ox suit from Spider-Man PS4, which is one of my favorite Spider-Man suits ever. The logo isn't nearly as big as the anti-Ox suit, so I don't think it's necessarily that suit, but it does seem to be some sort of suit that has nanotechnology in it in the wrist areas, and that's at least what we can tell from the Funko Pop. And it looks like it's going to be something that he uses to fight against maybe Dr. Octopus, but probably mainly Electro. And also looks like it's something that's going to be going over his upgraded suit, as we can see the fact that he has like red stuff on his wrist on the action figure. So it's pretty cool to see that it's going over his suit just like the anti-Ox suit did in Spider-Man PS4. But overall, I do like the black and gold suit, and I don't mind the fact that he has a lot of suits because that's what Spider-Man is. Spider-Man has his own suits. My issue is the way he crafts it is what's important to me, because Spider-Man is supposed to be smart. In the MCU, Spider-Man is smart, but that's only academically. We never saw him make a suit. We've never, ever, in the MCU, seen him make a suit alone. Toby, we've seen him make a suit alone. Andrew, we've seen him make a suit alone. And it doesn't have to be a copy and paste. I'm not saying for us to have the same exact scene. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I want him to make his own thing. And people also on Twitter, all over Twitter, say, well, he's putting together the pieces that Stark gives him. The key part of that is that Stark is giving him these things. That's where my issue comes in with all of this. I don't think he should be taking the stuff or the technology from Stark and using it. I think he should be making his own stuff in the first place, because that's what makes Spider-Man or Peter Parker super smart. And that's what really makes him Spider-Man. That's what makes him Peter Parker. I love the black and gold suit so much. I love the upgraded suit so much. I'm not the biggest fan of the integrated suit, and I'm definitely not the biggest fan of him using magical abilities. And that's probably the biggest reason why I'm scared for Spider-Man No Way Home, is just the fact that he might be using magic. That really gets me kind of mad, but it's okay for now. I'm still excited for this movie. This movie they really need to drop a trailer soon, because all of these leaks and stuff are making these things super underwhelming. I think I would have liked a lot of these other suits if they showed it in a trailer first, or if we got to see it in a trailer first, because just seeing it in an action figure, maybe I don't like it now, but maybe when it's in motion, maybe when he's fighting people, maybe that's when it looks a lot cooler. Like the Iron Spider suit, for example, I don't really like the way the Funko Pops look, but in action, it looks super dope. I'm not the biggest fan of the suit, but it still looks pretty sick. Hey guys, those are my thoughts on the Spider-Man No Way Home toys, Lego sets, all that kind of stuff. Again, let me know your thoughts on all these Spider-Man No Way Home toys and merchandising in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video or go live. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.